more. This one is homeschoolers don't get extracurricular activities and they're missing opportunities that they could have in public school. So, did you want to take this real quick, and then maybe I'll give you a counterpoint.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's true. Maybe this is one area you might disagree, but I think that we do lack in this area. I don't know if we do have as much extra, I mean, how to say, extracurricular activities when it comes to the public schools. They do have a lot to offer. And so now we can default to different programs like, we have Little League Baseball, we have like PAL, sports, there's clubs that you can join, things like that. But, all of these programs you have to pay for. So if you're going to school, it's all free. And so that is definitely a benefit.
Well, free
If
from your taxes, but yeah.
That's true. That is true. Um, but if you are part of the public school, um, even sports can help you get a college degree, or not a college degree, but into a college or a university, a scholarship, anything like that. If you're really good in sports, but other than that, yeah, I would probably say public school wins in this category. I'm sorry,
Interesting.
Michael. Sorry, but it's true.
Well, I have a different take on this because I think that first off, first point is around here we don't we definitely have a lot of extracurricular activities for homeschoolers. My son did robotics because he didn't want to do the other extracurricular activities, which was drama and or knitting. So robotics was the one he wanted to do.
Did you say knitting?
Knitting, yes, yeah.
Okay.
There's yeah, because what happens with our co-op, if there's somebody who wants to do a skill, they'll teach the group and they'll do that. However, there are additional co-ops and homeschool groups that meet and do other all sorts of other types of different activities. So, which I think is very
Yeah.
interesting. And do you have to pay for it? You have a lot of it. A lot of them have you buy supplies. There's I've seen that so far, but
But these aren't off like the robotics and the knitting like that. Is that offered by the community, by the homeschooling community, or is that offered from the town?
no, it's not the town. But it's for the groups. The groups tend
Oh,
to
it's for
do
the
that.
groups. Okay. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the because in Texas there's a lot of homeschooling going on right now. So it is a big thing out here. So the second point I had to that is I don't know, like you said, I don't know a pathway to a basketball scholarship through homeschooling. That is one that I could definitely say I don't know about. But I can say that I think some of these extracurricular activities go to people in the home because I think that we as parents are responsible for a lot of these extracurricular activities because I mean, let's just give an example. So we were in the car earlier, and the homeschool co-op we're doing is doing a physical education extracurricular activity. And my wife asked, "Would you want to be part of this sort of phys ed, activity at co-op?" And my son said, "No, I want Daddy to teach me how to play these sports."
Mm,
In that moment,
mm. That's pretty
I
cool.
just was reminded. Yeah, I was reminded that so it's my responsibility. Okay, got you. Yes,
Hmm.
yes, yes. even though I'm not a sports guy, I will teach my son, who is more physically engaged and better at sports than me. I will teach him sports, and I think that's true. But then I explained to him, like, but you could do this also with your friends, and I will also teach you how to play sports. So I think that touched on
Yeah.
something that I think as parents, that yes, these things are great, but I don't want extracurricular activities in school to be another way to say, hey, take my kid, you teach him how to play basketball, you play basketball with him. That's a lot of energy for me. I don't want to do that. And so for example, I mean, I put my money where my mouth is, so to speak. There's no money. Homeschooling. There's a nominal fee here in Texas, but um, I for languages, I teach my kid Japanese, and I'm very engaged with him about that. That's part of that's the language we learn. Your kids learn Latin, my kids learn Japanese, and I love being involved in it. I love teaching them that, and I'm very hard with them about that, and they know that. Dad, could you please just say it in English? No. Anyway, so that's my thought on extracurricular activities. So I would agree. I don't know a pathway to get a scholarship. For I'm assuming there might be, but I could definitely say that as long as I think extracurricular activities, as long as it's not another way to pawn off our kids a responsibility for doing something on the school or something else, because I do think that the kid benefits more than anything doing these activities with us.
Yeah,
You know,
but
if that
would
makes
you
sense.
say that there will be a time or a situation where maybe so and so is better teaching your kid whatever it is, like an instrument, like if your kid wants to learn the drums, right? Um, maybe take lessons from so and so. Like, is there room there? You think, or
For
like,
that,
yeah,
yeah,
I don't know everything. You know what I
right.
mean?
I
Like,
get you. I
and
get what
my
you're
kid
saying.
even likes to do, he likes to build, he likes to put things together. I have no interest in that. Do I do it with him? I do, but I mostly watch because he is just so good and stuff like that, and he loves it. Um, Even a puzzle, dude. Like I can't even do puzzles, bro. Like it's bad. So I'll be with him, but I will be mostly watching. Um,
Right.
so I guess what I'm saying is like there are people out there that are just better suited to teach certain things, to your kids.
I don't disagree with you on that. But it still doesn't mean that the public school will be better at it than either. So I think if my son came to me and said, "You want to learn drums?" I don't know anything about drums. I have no desire for drums. First, I had to buy a drum set, and my wife would not allow that in the house. But let's say that were the case, and my wife said that, all right, we'll do it. We'll get drums, and we'll do it. So first, I would think of I would say, well, could I teach him at least a little bit of the way through videos and stuff and do it with him? That would be my first plan of attack, is try to teach him, like, well, like we'll learn it together and then you'll take it off from there. My second plan of attack is kind of like what you're doing. Like, if you could do it, I'll support you, and I'll get you the resources you want. That's another thing. And the third thing is, you're right in the sense that you might have to hire a tutor for that, for something that's specialized, like an instrument or something. So I agree. Um, but it still doesn't mean, though, in my opinion, that public school would have been a better plan of attack for these particular things. I think the best thing would be if the kid would be a self-starter, and you could bring him a certain part of the way, and then he would be able to take off on his own. Because I would love my kid to learn how to play an instrument or whatever, but I would like my kid to be able to further his education and not just stop it at school. Because once school ends and there's no more teachers, I don't want him to think that he can't continue the instrument. I want him to be able to think like, okay, so I dad and I learned this instrument. Dad helped me. I'm able to do this. Why don't I just take it a step further? Watch some YouTube videos, keep practicing. That's what I want to do. But I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm crazy.
No, no, I don't think so. I think you're very normal.
All right. All right. So here's our last thing, and we'll finish up with this.